Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's get right into it. Should we do highlights and lowlights?
Oh, you do your highlights and lowlights.
Okay.
My highlight is that I'm going to Charlotte.
Okay.
Which is my happy place because it's not fucking hot here.
Is it still like
and everybody's normal? Hot? It's a little better, but it's like, you know, it's so funny because of the weather forecasters say it's only 90 degrees. We're having such a cool day. And it's like, have we lost our sense of reason?
Yeah. I mean, you have to go by the new normal. So,
yep.
Well, I have a ton of highlights and lowlights. I mean, I have more highlights, but I have like a really fun story that happened yesterday. Okay. Highlights are, I said this on the pod last week, but I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls, and it's making me so deeply happy. And I was telling Gati this because Gati started watching.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to watch it too. It makes you deeply happy. Why?
Because it's just such a light show. And even the problems that exist get resolved by the last couple minutes of the episode. Like there's always resolve. And even if there's not, it's just like, it's a happy place. I remember when I was watching Ginny and Georgia. Remember there was a phase that I was watching Ginny and Georgia. I watched season 2. I went back to rewatch season 1 and then again rewatch season 2 because I think I was depressed. And I was trying to live in a world that was like
in an alternate universe.
Yes. And so that's what I think Gilmore Girls is doing for me. But what I told Gati, who's watching it now, is when I watched it back, I think it was in 2018 or something, I was Rory because I was nostalgic for the past. I wanted to be this 16-year-old girl and kind of relive the feelings, whatever. Whereas now Lorelai, who's Rory's mom, who's 32, had her when she was 16. I'm turning 32. And now I'm Lorelai because I have a daughter and I'm like, truly learning a lot from the show and like how to, I don't know.
Does the show make you appreciate me more?
Yes.
You're lying.
I know, but whatever. You're going through it right now. So I'm gonna lie to you. So that's a highlight. And then the other highlight is that I booked a job, even though it's only for 3 days starting on Monday, but whatever.
I know that's nice.
It's nice to like kind of get back into it. And I don't know. It's just, I'm excited.
What is it though?
What kind of show? Couldn't tell you. I forgot the name of the show. I forgot whatever.
Is it a cooking thing?
It's a cooking thing. It's a competition cooking thing. I don't know what channel it's for. I don't know anything. I'm an interview producer, so I'm just interviewing cast for them because the show got shut down because of COVID, and then now they're back up and they need a lot of help. So I'm like
interviewing them on camera.
Yeah, I'm
like what Eric used to do with me on.
So it's like they're making a cake on the episode, and then they go into interview, and I'm like, tell me step by step what you did with the cake.
So you're going to tell them what to say to you.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're like, oh, I don't know, you're like, okay, here's what you're going to say.
When they go, I don't want to cry. Please don't put this on camera. And I'm like, I won't. It's like, there's a camera in front of you, bitch.
And you're
what do you want me to
liar.
Do? No, it's not that evil, but you know.
It's that evil.
Okay. Well,
it's that evil.
So those are my highs.
Listen, you sign up for it. You know, I just hate when people like, it's like, you signed up for it. Like, you know what I mean? You signed up for it. It's like that somebody, you know, Walmart posted something the other day where I had just been, I went over there to present something, and then they go, do you mind doing a short little interview? And I didn't know what it was about. And I got emotional because I get emotional about things that mean something to me. And it's like, yeah, fine. Use it. Do you mind? Whatever. It's like, yeah, use it. That's me. That's who I am.
It's also like you want to show. I think when you're on camera, it's so easy to be portrayed a certain type of way. People just see you for what you're saying, but to have the vulnerability, you're a more
I just hate everything
dynamic person that people can connect to. Like that's what I always tell people. Like
I got to tell you that I learned this a long time ago from you. Actually, because I used to think that everything had to look perfect and be perfect, and you can't stutter a little bit, and you can't, and that's not what people relate to. They're not. You drop the spatula. It's okay. Drop the damn spatula, you know, and that took me a long time to really, and, you know, I just did something for like Hispanic Heritage, that they asked me, you know, present your brand or whatever. And I didn't write anything down. I just talked.
Yeah.
And
But
I just
that's when the
said
best stuff
what
comes
it
out.
meant to me. And it's like, I think that's important for people to know.
And
even on reality TV.
It also comes with confidence. Like, you have to be confident in yourself and believe in yourself to be able to do that. Because I used to be a planner where, like, before I would even call somebody, I would like write down what I was going to say, because I didn't trust in my ability to like go off the cuff.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I will do if I have a call that's important, I will write things that I don't want to forget. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I won't. Yeah.
But that's different. I used to script it out. I was not well.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Gilmore Girls has been making me feel very good. Also, it was like, I didn't know that Salt Lake City Housewives premiered this week, and I watched OC, and then because Salt Lake City had premiered the day before, I was like, oh, let me watch it. I realized I can only watch one episode of like Housewives. Like even that, sometimes I'm just like, I started watching Salt Lake. I didn't even finish it because I was like, I think I need Gilmore Girls. I think I need something lighter.
Sure. I can't do it like straight like that either. No, I can't.
It's impossible now. I'm like, I
didn't watch Salt Lake. Yeah. I didn't watch Salt Lake.
I barely watched it. Like, we won't really be talking about
it. But I
went
went to dinner with David
Yontif?
last night because he's in Miami. Wait till you find out why he was in Miami and what happened. I mean, I can't share it yet, but I'm sure he will eventually.
Oh my gosh.
But he was saying that it's fun, that the Salt Lake is really fun, kind of like light and fun, like New York, kind of not New York, but just, we were just talking about how that's where all this is headed.
We've been saying that for a while. So that's exciting. Yeah. I watched a little bit of it, but I'm just like, we will watch it and we will talk about it, but you know, whatever. It's making me realize we're evolved. You know, this might become a Gilmore Girls podcast, a rewatch podcast.
I honestly think we talk about so many things that just, the shows kind of prompt other conversations that are important. And
well, I was going to say that I started listening to, not started listening to, but I listened to the podcast, The Vile Files with Nick Vile. He's like a Bachelor guy who, is past The Bachelor, has like a fiance, is having a baby, whatever. But I listened to it because Paige DeSorbo, who I love from Summer House, was on the episode. And I was like, oh, maybe I can get into this podcast. And I started listening to other episodes, and it's all Bachelor stuff. And I don't watch The Bachelor at all. Like, I'm actually very much against it. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's our podcast for people who are like, yeah, I would want to listen to them, but I don't watch anything Bravo. Yeah. So I can't really get into it. And it's like, I don't want that to be the thing either. I don't want it to all be Bravo all the time if people are not into it,
Right. No, of course.
Yeah. It's just so thinking.
What was your low light?
I haven't said my low light.
Oh, okay.
But my low light is not a low light. My low light is a highlight. I was driving. I'll tell you this after, but I was driving yesterday, like an hour away with John Liam and Lola, and we were like headed towards Orange County. It wasn't Orange County, but it was like the freeway to get to Orange County. And when we were driving, this Range Rover swerves into the other lane, like out of nowhere, and then goes back into the other lane. And both of us were like, what the fuck is going on? We drive next to the car. It's Shannon Beadier on the phone, screaming her head off. And I was like, that's not Shannon Beadier. She's wearing a Baylor hat, which her kid goes to
course.
Baylor. And I was like,
why didn't you record with your phone?
Because it happened too fast. It really was. We almost got into a car accident. It was really crazy. And I was like, if you're going to run into Shannon Beadier, like, that's the way. I feel like that's the way to do it. Like, that's Shannon. Jolene was like, I think she was laughing, and I was like, you don't know this bitch.
No.
I was like, she was. I don't even know if she laughs.
I feel bad
in Mexico.
For her. I feel bad for her.
But I was really like, wow. I had just seen OC the night before, and I was like, wow, to see Shannon IRL and to see Shannon unhinged, like driving.
It's like what, like then they say it's scripted. It's not scripted. That's reality TV for you.
That's Shannon Beadier. It was funny, but. That wasn't a low. It was just a low because we almost got into a car accident.
Oh, okay.
Because of Shannon. And then I have another high, but I don't want you to get mad at me. I'm not pregnant. I know you always think like when I'm going to tell you something, I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant, but I did get something that I've been wanting for a long time. I got a tattoo. A Lola tattoo. Would you like to see it?
I don't know.
It's really small.
Oh, but why there?
Because
why
it's so
there?
cute.
Now, anytime you wear something sleeveless and you wear like a nice dress or whatever, you're gonna look like low rent.
Oh my God. That's what by the way, you think that all my other tattoos are very visible
They won't
on
show.
my arms.
They don't show, not like that.
This
not
one
like
is
that.
so tiny and thin, but I love it. It's my favorite thing I've ever gotten. And you can't get mad because I have a ton of other tattoos. I have a J-Lo tattoo. You're not mad about that one, but you're mad about this one?
It's not a J-Lo tattoo. It's a John Liam gone wrong tattoo.
Right, which ended up
Why do
being
you do this to me?
tattoo.
Today's not a good day for me. Why would you do that?
I was like, maybe I'll save it to the end of the episode, but I want you to process with me what's going on. Listen, I've been wanting it for a long time, and I finally found somebody that was like, you know, had the aesthetic that I liked, and we worked on it together. I love it. But that's why I was driving. I literally drove an hour away to get it. So.
Oh my God. Lola's going to have tattoos. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it.
You don't know. Maybe she'll be so put off by the fact that me and John Liam have 2 tattoos that she'll be
I
like,
hope so. I'm going to try. I'm going to work
bumper
on that.
sticker on a Bentley. She'll be like, I don't think so. This is my body. It's precious. And I'll be like, it is.
Oh.
Okay. Moving on. Any lowlights for you?
Yeah, you got a tattoo.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge low light for me. That had another low light. No, I didn't have low lights.
Okay, that's
I have
good.
a highlight that when we talked about somebody that listens to the podcast having what I thought was an eating disorder, and you thought I shouldn't have mentioned it. And it actually, she reached out to me, knew that it was her, and it was a little bit of a wake-up call for her. And so I'm just so happy that she is aware and is doing what needs to be done, because it's really scary. And if something would have happened to her and I wouldn't have said anything, I would not have been able to live with myself.
Yeah.
And it was advanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's no joke.
No, it's no joke. It's a low light that it's true, but it's a highlight that she's getting.
She's just going through it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what? We help real people here.
We help real people here. Okay, let's get into some gossip. Have you heard about this stuff going on with Jonas and Sophie Turner?
Well, I know they're getting divorced.
But has it consumed your mind the way that it has?
No, Beba. No. No, it hasn't.
Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, you don't know this, but Joe Jonas from the Jonas Brothers and Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones are getting a divorce. And here's the emotional.
Which one was she on Game of Thrones? Oh, the redhead girl?
I don't know. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but she's like great and British and funny and whatever.
Yeah.
They were like a really cute couple, and seemingly everything was fine. Like not even a week ago, he had posted a photo of him kissing her hand backstage, and she was at the concert that they're on tour, whatever. But the emotional roller coaster that these people
put us through.
No. It's unbelievable. So when news had like kind of come out, it wasn't like no one confirmed it, whatever. Sophia and Joe headed for Splitsville. That was just a rumor swirling around. So that night he had a concert. He was wearing his ring, and Sophia Turner was at the concert, allegedly.
Adding to the
confusion. Really know. Yeah, but people don't really know because she was wearing a hat and all black or whatever. Like it could have been her. It might not have been her. It's not confirmed, but it doesn't matter. He was wearing his ring on stage, and the next day in the morning posted a photo of just him holding something where it was like very prominently, "My ring is on." So people are like, no caption, no nothing. So it was like, okay, so they're not getting a divorce. He's trying to like clear the air in the way that the next day, Joe Jonas files for divorce. And you know how like when you file for divorce, I feel like most of the times for celebrity couples, it's like irreconcilable differences. He said that their marriage was irretrievably broken.
Yeah, but it says that too. It says says both. It says both.
But I've never heard that in my life.
Well, the cause is okay. No, every divorce paper says irretrievably broken. Oh, okay. So it'll say the cause is irreconcilable differences, and the result is it is now irretrievably broken. Every divorce petition says that. They just decided to focus on that. Yeah.
This is good to know. This is good to know because
it was very harsh for you.
It was a lot.
Irretrievably is a lot for you.
Well, and by the way, I'm not I'm not upset about the divorce. I'm excited about the divorce because there's potential for me now. And like the issue is that when the news started swirling on, I think it was Sunday night, not confirmed, not whatever, or maybe it was Monday night, whatever. When the news started swirling, I had to go to John Liam and be like, hey, it's over. Like, we can't do this anymore because if you're so keen on me pursuing my dreams, this is one of my dreams. I got to go. And he was like, that's okay, go. And so then to have him post a photo of him with the ring on, I had to go back to John Lee and be like, oh, scratch that. We're back together. And he was like, okay, that's fine. And then I had to go back to him and be like, actually, we're no longer, it was a lot for him.
Yeah, it's a lot for him.
It's a lot
but it didn't seem that he was that upset when you told him initially. Did he just say, okay, I get it?
He said that he thinks people might not like me because I like Joe Jonas. And so it's okay for me to go. And I was like, okay.
I don't think that's true.
It's the Jonas Brothers in general. It's the fact that I'm a almost 32-year-old woman who loves the Jonas Brothers.
Know what you like.
It's not even that. It's fandom doesn't go away. When you love something deeply at the tender age of like 14, 15 years old,
and you loved
disappear.
You loved deeply.
Especially Joe. Joe is my guy.
He's your guy.
It doesn't matter that
he's always been your guy.
He's my guy. So it's just, this has really caused a lot of turmoil
in your marriage,
in my marriage, in my heart, in my body. I can't stop. I'm consumed by it. My TikTok algorithm is all of this. So there's a lot of stuff going on. One, there's like some PR woman, like some publicist on TikTok who's like going through the whole thing. I don't know if you know the details of this, but it seems as though Joe Jonas's team is spinning the narrative of the divorce and making it seem like Sophie Turner is a terrible mom. She parties, that apparently.
Oh, I didn't even know they had kids.
They have 2 kids. How do you
feel about a blended family with Lola?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's 2 girls. Lola will love it. Apparently he caught her on the Ring camera saying something or doing something that made it final of like, oh, I have to get divorced, which is like,
honestly, what? I would hate the idea of somebody watching me on the Ring camera. Like, we have the Ring camera and it's not to watch each other, it's to watch to see if somebody who's at the door that did they deliver an Amazon package.
But it's become this thing where it's like, you know, funny moments will happen outside the door and you post whatever. So something happened on the Ring cam footage, but we don't know what it is. Again, they're saying Joe Jonas's team is like putting that out. They're also saying she was
probably on the phone saying something about him.
Probably. I also think like she's 27 years old. She got married, I think, when she was 24 and has had 2 kids already. 2 kids, 27, already married. And I think there's like this thing right now, especially with celebrities, where they're getting married very young, very, very young. And I don't know necessarily if it's because I'm so in love and I want to spend the rest of my life with you, which I actually know it's not that. Weddings are now these branded events of people being like, this is our aesthetic. This is our brand. This is what our flower arrangement. It's a way of being like, this is who we are in a photo. And people want to do that because life is Instagram. Instagram is life, you know? So people are getting married way too early and then committing to something that they're not quite sure about. And then bringing kids into it. I just think she's too young to have done all of this. He's 34.
Yeah.
I think, you know, he's at a point maybe where he was like ready for that, but I don't think she was. I really don't.
And do you think it was her or him or him? He filed because of something she did.
I think this is what the publicist on TikTok said. When you see a divorce or a separation in a celebrity couple, look for the one who's silent. Look for the one who's not saying anything. Because for the most part, that's the person who was suffering in the marriage.
Right.
So whether or not he filed or not, I think he probably filed because of his ego. She was probably going to do it eventually. I think he's spinning all of this because he's hurt. I think she probably wanted out. I think she's probably thrilled that this is over.
I'm not sure it's over.
I think it might be over just based on the stuff that's going on right now. Like with the PR of it all.
You would know.
Trust me, I know. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't like the narrative going around that Joe Jonas is like a piece of shit because he's doing this PR spin. I think divorce is hard and breaking up is hard. And sometimes you do stuff that you're not proud of, and leave Joe alone. Leave Joe alone.
Right.
The worst part.
Where can Joe contact you once he can, because I hear he listens to our podcast.
He can go on to
just slip into your DMs.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the way that you will have to contact me.
Yeah,
I would happily give my phone number on this show right now.
Right,
but it feels inappropriate.
No.
Yeah,
it is.
Plus, I haven't filed on my end yet, and I just want to make sure everything is completely
right. Yeah, don't file until you know for sure, Beba.
Exactly, because already he's throwing me through a loop. I mean, this is an SOS.
Yeah, it's a cry for help.
I'm burning.
I understand.
The worst part of all of this is
what's the worst part? We haven't gotten to that. Okay.
The worst part of this is Priyanka Chopra Jonas posting the day that he filed, or maybe when things were starting to swirl around about the divorce. She posted a photo of Nick Jonas looking out the window with the caption "dreamy," as if to say, well, we're in love. We're still in love. We're actually perfect. It's
she looks like his mother.
It's not even, it's just like, can you back off? Can you just chill out?
Like,
and it's not a competition, okay?
Yeah, well, I think it is for her.
I think it is too. And she's winning in her mind. She's like, well, we won, baby. People thought counted us out.
No, I think Kevin and his wife won. They've been together forever and they're super solid. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
In the midst of all this, Emily Ratajkowski posted on TikTok yesterday how it's chic to be divorced at 30 because you have your whole life ahead of you. And it's because she's been divorced now or separated for a while. And like, I don't think she's wrong about that. I mean, I'm about to go through a divorce, so I agree. Jolene, I really hope Jolene doesn't listen to this episode. He won't. But yeah, she was like basically saying team Sophie Turner, saying like divorce is actually chic, which I don't disagree. I think it's like, I think people are getting married a little. So
you don't think there's anybody else involved? There's no third party.
I don't think so. I think it just was not. It wasn't meant to be.
We'll see.
It wasn't meant to. Yeah, we'll see. I guess, but I don't know. My instinct tells me no.
Your instincts, the same instinct that told you to get a tattoo on your shoulder.
Yeah, it's cute.
So where's the trailer?
It's out back.
Okay, good. Is it a double wide?
No. We had to get a small one.
Okay.
Expensive.
Yeah.
You would think, living in a trailer.
How are you, my daughter? How are you, my daughter?
I don't know.
Kathy, if you're listening to this, do you want to do a podcast?
I told Kathy did a Zoom with Daddy the other day just to catch up. And I was like, a Zoom? Are you guys doing a competing podcast? I was like, honestly, we would blow up. If Daddy and Kathy did a competing podcast and you and me did a podcast, wow.
That's true.
That would not be bad. Okay. Next order.
What would really blow up is if your dad and I did a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, God, that would be good. We should have him as a guest.
We should. We should.
Okay. Next order of business. And this would have been breaking news on this episode if the Joe Jonas thing didn't consume my mind, but we finally saw Timothee Chalamet and Kylie Jenner kissing at the Beyonce concert. Not just kissing.
The Beyonce birthday concert.
Yes. Kissing. He was grabbing her ass. He was smoking a cigarette. I mean, they were doing it all.
Nice.
They really, and like, we all knew about the Kylie Timothee rumors, whatever. I didn't think I would see them making out. Like, I just thought that it was kind of going to be a closed door situation for a long time. And here we are.
So what happened to Bad Bunny? No, that's Kendall.
That's Kendall. Sorry. Which Kendall Jenner screenshotted a song on Spotify, Beyonce, Upgrade You.
Well, but do you know that Kendall is in one of his videos now? Dancing?
In Bad Bunny's video?
Yes.
A new one?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well,
but this has been 2 weeks already.
Well, I famously don't really watch or listen to Bad Bunny. So
no, it's not Bad Bunny that I saw. I saw it on whatever news on Instagram.
Interesting.
And she just walks like kind of like a robot, like a model, but like I don't know, really weird. But
Okay, well, I don't know if they're still together because she posted this like screen grab of a song she was listening to, a Beyonce song called Upgrade You, and that's not for nothing.
Oh, wow,
So
that's pretty passive aggressive.
it is pretty passive aggressive. So
But
I'm sure
he
that
doesn't
was
know
a
what that
plan.
means.
Upgrade you. Okay,
Upgrade
mommy.
you, Baboni, Baboni. Titi me preguntó.
Say cheese. Hey. I wish I could post that video of Kathy singing that song. I told her that that's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Kathy, my sister, discovered Bad Bunny when we were in Charlotte, and she listened to the song Titi Me Preguntó, and she was absolutely.
She decided that she needed to learn the song. It's not an easy song to learn.
Yeah, she was like, I have to memorize the lyrics. So it's like she tried that night, and it was. I mean, awful. It was horrendous because it's you gotta
it's a hard it's a hard song to follow.
It's a hard song. And then she sent a video last week,
but she starts
her singing the song
in her office with all the law shit behind her.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's
and then she's very serious at the beginning, and then she starts like
That's what I told him. Like, look, you obviously don't care about the first part of the song. You're struggling through it. And the second it gets to the chorus, you do really well. So just learn the chorus. You don't have to learn the whole song. Just learn the chorus.
No, are you kidding? This is Scotty we're talking about.
I know. It's funny because when we were in high school or like middle school, whatever, growing up, remember I used to have a lyric book. I used to have a little journal that I would just write lyrics that I loved. And anytime I loved a song, I would learn all the lyrics because I thought it was embarrassing to sing a song and not know the lyrics. Whereas Gati was not like that. She was just like that, like anything that she thought would rhyme with what was coming next.
And she and songs that had kind of lyrics that were a little bit racy or obscene, she never knew that it said that. She would make up some totally PG
I think both
version.
Of us were like that too because we were little. Like,
oh my god, it was
she caught me
so funny.
On the counter. Wasn't me. Like we were like,
no,
well, I don't know what this is about.
She would say liggy liggy. And it was lick it, lick it.
Lick it, lick it.
Yeah, and she would say liggy liggy. She had no idea.
Anyways, now she's on her memorized lyrics tip, and I love it for her. And it's just the funniest video. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, Kylie and Timothee making out. Now that I've seen it, I'm kind of over it. I'm like, okay, great, live your life. I don't care. But
well, on Kardashian news that we said we weren't going to talk about, Kris Jenner, Ozempic. You saw it?
I saw it. Kris Jenner looks very thin, which when you're older,
you
like
don't do that. Yeah.
She's now looking like MJ, her mom.
Yeah, she looks like her mom.
Which MJ looks great, but MJ's like 90 something years old.
Yeah.
Kris Jenner's still like in her 70s.
It's not a good idea to lose that much weight when you're older.
No, she looked great.
Oh like my God, she looked great.
She really has great genes. So she needs to get off the Ozempic. Speaking of Ozempic, you sent me this yesterday. Kim Kardashian posted a photo of herself in a gold bikini. But do you know the controversy behind all of this?
I don't know any controversy, but it's like, if it affects me, what does it do to young girl? It's like,
totally.
How is that possible? How many ribs did she remove? She has a 12-inch waist.
She looks very thin. I mean, I'm sure it is somewhat face-tuned,
but it's not the thinness.
But here's the thing.
It's the waist to hip ratio that it is incomprehensible.
Here's the thing. Also, I know that Kim works out like crazy and eats very well, but it's in addition to that, she's still doing the stuff of like contorting her body and whatever so that she looks even thinner than anybody
she works out and stuff. But notice that the evidence of the workout isn't a six-pack and the line and the leg. No, it's this tiny that doesn't work. It's not like that's not the way the human body works.
She also, I think what she's trying to do is create a level of like perfection that is unattainable, which it is unless you have an extreme amount of wealth. But she wants people to like envy her and not get to the point where they can be her or look like her. That's what she wants. She wants it to be unattainable.
Yeah, well,
that's not good.
No,
it's just fucked up. But the worst part about this whole thing is she put that photo of herself in a gold bikini with the caption, "All that glitters is gold." And the Smash Mouth
I know.
Passed,
she's
people
so
are like,
tone
is
deaf.
this your tribute? Like, what are you doing?
No, she's ridiculous. Let me tell you, I guarantee you that all this still has everything to do with Pete Davidson. She's never been rejected like that.
I think,
and that was an outright rejection. I don't think she's over him. I don't.
Wow.
Yeah, because
I don't think you're wrong. I think it definitely has to do with the fact that she can't like get a man right now. That
Right,
sounds
she
really
can't.
misogynistic, but I
No,
just
but she
mean like
can't.
that. I think that's an important thing for her.
Listen, any man worth his salt, serious, whatever. She said she wanted a venture capitalist or somebody in finance or somebody, whatever.
She doesn't.
What are they going to do? Take her to Goldman Sachs annual
No.
retreat? It's embarrassing. She is embarrassing. She is.
She is embarrassing.
She's a caricature of herself.
She's embarrassing for a type like that. Like
she's
a
embarrassing for most people. She's embarrassing for most people.
For me.
Like
I used to worship her.
Yeah. Like I don't want to hang out with her. Like she has nothing to contribute. I have stopped hanging out with people who have nothing to contribute, So she's one of them. She calls me all the time and I'm like, no, you have nothing to contribute.
You're like, Kim, please.
Kim, I'm sorry. Tell me how you're going to help me evolve. If we hang out, what is your contribution to my psyche?
And she says $10 million and you go, okay, you're back in.
Yeah, but that's no. She's not offering money. She thinks that her presence is enough.
She does. It's not just her presence. She's like her body, her face. She's what she needs to let go of? You know what Kim needs to let go of? Vanity.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Big time.
100%. I agree. I think that she needs to be faced with something, and everybody thinks, oh, she's whatever. She was mugged with the ring and she dealt with Kanye, but she needs to face, and I don't want this for her, but face something really, really serious. And I don't think she'll give a fuck about, the size of her waist that much anymore. Or maybe she will. I don't know. Maybe she's that shallow.
I think that's just who she is.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Moving
on from Kim.
So let me ask you a question. Is there any woman in the public eye right now that you can look up to?
Yeah. But look up to is a strong term.
Admire, learn from. Look up to and admire is the same thing, Beba.
No, it's not, because I don't like to me, look up to feels like something like you're trying to get to that point or you're trying to be as like that person. I think I respect certain people and I appreciate and appreciate. I think they're talented and I think they're
okay, but no, I think that it's that for us women, for men, for everybody to have somebody that's kind of like something to aspire to. Is there such a woman? There used to be so many of them when I was growing up, unfortunately. And I just realized recently that there is no one. People have fallen from grace. I mean, I could tell you people that I look up to and admire, but you wouldn't know who they are. But I'm talking about in
our world right now, like you're saying in the culture, in society, right?
Like so one of the people that I used to kind of look at her life and say, I respect her. She's like Amal Clooney. Right
now, you think
I love her. I love her style. I love that she's not showing, whatever. She's so elegant. They seem to have it together. She's so smart. Her work speaks for itself, But then that whole little show they're putting on, they don't need to put on a show. But she's also married to George Clooney. They live in Lake Como. They have whatever, and that was a show. The thing I posted, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It was a show. Everybody wrote to me saying, yeah, it's a show. Even Diane von Furstenberg was over it. Because she was sitting next to them and she looked at them and was like, oh, whatever. Then they looked at the camera to make sure they were capturing it. It was so disappointing.
They don't go out much, I guess, because they're not like really in the scene, the Hollywood scene and stuff. So I imagine what it is like we go out once or twice.
I know, but why do you have to make that show?
Because
if they're holding hands, it's enough.
I know, but
they're two beautiful people.
I think they're overcompensating because they haven't been in it for so long.
That makes
they're probably like, we gotta.
Yeah, that makes me not respect her that much. I still have Reese Witherspoon, which I look up to.
Reese Witherspoon's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
the only person who comes to mind, but again, this is weird because she's like basically my age. I love Kacey Musgraves, but I love Kacey Musgraves because I think she's an incredible lyricist. I think her songs.
Right, but that's one aspect of her life. Like
no, but I think when you're a good lyricist, you think about things differently. You're more evolved. You're looking at people and like seeing situations and stuff in a way that's like, I don't know. It can make your head explode when you hear just like a line in a song and you're like, oh my God, that just like blew up my brain because I didn't even think about it like that. I respect stuff like that because I'm like storytelling,
but
and
that's one
art
aspect of
and
her. I'm talking about
poetry.
a whole woman. You know what I'm saying? A whole woman who lives her life,
That's what
her
I'm saying. I don't
family
know.
life, her
I don't have
professional life.
anybody.
And isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
I have a lot of respect, and I look up to
Me.
my friends and you and Gotti. There's pieces of like my life and the people that I surround myself with that I look at and I'm like, that's incredible. Jackie has an incredible like career and like has carved a path for herself in her career that is like, I would love to do what she has been able to do in her career. There are like Sophie Masson's love for her family and her baby, and the way that she balances her art and her family life is something I aspire to. And there's Marie McGrath's poetry, like the way that
It's
she
so
can
nice
write,
though.
and
You
it's
know,
incredible.
your friends are very cool, very accomplished in their own way, very true to themselves. And I think it has a lot to do with the school you went to and the fact that you guys are still
our parents have instilled a lot of this stuff in us. And like, I look up to, there's aspects of my friends and my family and stuff that I'm like, oh, I love that. I love that. I wish I could be like that. I'm going to try to be like that. I'm going to learn from that. You know?
I just remember, always when I first started like reading about personal development, things like that, I really liked, there was like, look towards someone that you can emulate.
Yeah.
And then there were people that I would, Sheryl Sandberg, things like that, when she wrote Lean In, but as time goes by, people, the varnish wears off. And then you see, and it's not about seeing somebody as human, because I like the part that's human, but it's like, there's so much that's for show, there is so much that's for show that it's disappointing. And I also, I realized yesterday, and I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Page 6, I have it on Instagram, and so I follow it because it gives me a lot of information for this podcast.
Exactly.
But they hate women.
Welcome.
I know you said
welcome
that.
And the revolution.
But I fell for it. A couple of weeks ago, I was disappointed in them, and because they had posted a picture of Heather Locklear. I don't know if you know who Heather Locklear is.
I do. The blonde.
She's somebody that's, okay. She was on the show Melrose Place, and she had just left her therapist's office, and she was sitting on the front stoop of the therapist's office crying and upset. And they took a series of pictures of her. Why?
It's awful.
Why?
Because if it's a slow news day, they just, it's not even a slow news day. They post everything.
No,
everything
I know,
that's
but
happening with everybody.
It's really mostly women who they put, leave her alone. She has a right to have her moment, whatever. And then yesterday, and I fell for this so much, there was a picture of Sasha Obama.
Yeah.
I didn't like the picture because I saw them growing up as such sweet, whatever girls. And here she is, outside a car with a cigarette, with, the bathing suit. She didn't look great. And then I thought to myself, and I sent it to you in a critical way. And then I thought, wait a second. She's a 22-year-old kid experimenting, figuring out, dressed like 22-year-olds dressed. I felt bad. I felt ashamed. And they need to stop that because, for me, I'm a different generation. You may have noticed. And my generation is likely to say, I can just see certain people in a friend group sending that to people, look at her, and you know who I'm talking about, and saying like, oh, this is what we wanted or whatever. And it's like, I'm very disappointed in that. Very disappointed. I don't, so I unfollowed Page 6. I know that they're very affected by it. I'm sorry, but you need to do better.
Just let it go. If my mom's not answering calls from Kim K, obviously you're getting unfollowed too. We're going through a transition. My mom's going through a renaissance.
I am proud of my evolution, and I've told you
that's huge. Listen, not 2 weeks ago I told you that people hated women, and you're like, no, they don't. And I'm like, no, they do.
Well, because it was just a blanket statement. Well, and like I was saying yesterday in our, our text group, me and Gotti, I can't wait till Lola has her own phone. She joins in because I feel she's going to agree with me a lot. What do you call it? I hold women to impossibly high standards. I've held you guys to heart.
To your high standard.
I don't want to give us a pass because we are better than that. And so, you know,
I agree.
And so when you say people hate women, it's like, it's a big statement.
I just mean it in the way of like, I think I'm angry at the way things are done sometimes, that it's just easier to be like, people obviously fucking hate women, but I'm on the same team as you. I don't blindly defend women. That's not how I operate. I don't know if I've told you this before,
but right. No, I think that there is a general disdain for women because maybe they've caught up with the fact that we aren't the weaker sex, you know?
No, we're not.
If you think about, I was reading this book the other day talking about like, it's not a religious book, but it referenced the book of Genesis, like the whole thing of like Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
And Adam was like, from the beginning of time, whether you believe in that or you believe in evolution, I don't care, but just, let's pretend it's a fable. From the beginning, he blamed Eve. And Eve was, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's your fault. You tempted me, you whatever. And now it's like, woe is me, woe is me. They've been bitching and complaining from day one. Seriously.
It's unfortunate because when you think about it, we are so much more emotionally evolved than men. And because of our emotional intelligence and we create life. We create life, period.
And not
that
only
should
that,
be to be the stronger link here, because men are physically stronger than us and are intimidating and whatever. They took that and they ran with it. And we're like, let's just make them feel fucking
well, but here's what we know now. We know that men are AI with muscles. Okay. They can be replaced by a robot. The one thing that AI doesn't have is emotion and the ability to think. So the danger of AI, you say like, I want you to build the best pen known to mankind.
I love that you got a pen.
AI is not going to, and then maybe in order to get the best pen known to mankind, they have to kill everybody at the big factory. Okay. AI is not going to care about the parents and the ones that have little kids and whatever. They're just going to kill everyone at the big factories because their sole purpose is to make the best pen known to mankind. So here's how emotion is important, and the fact that women are emotional creatures. It boils down to, if you don't have emotion as part of what you do, you're just AI. You're just AI with muscles.
You're just AI with muscles. AI with muscles, but somehow they're like, but no abortion. Like,
right.
Okay. Let's reel it back, guys.
Let's reel it back. Sorry, we went on a tangent there.
God, I can't wait for you to watch Gilmore Girls. Not that it's like a hate man show, but it's a pro girl show, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm listen, I could not be more pro girl. You know that. Yeah. I am. No, I just, I have an unpopular and there's a thing particularly about women that are very attractive. Okay. Like, to me, a very attractive woman who chooses to not use her beauty or attractiveness or, the fact that they appeal to men
is a dumb girl.
No, on the contrary. You look at people that are not very attractive and they become nuclear physicists. I still respect them, but what choice did you have?
Oh my God, what's happening? we had such a strong
I'm saying
finish,
like,
and here we
somebody that is very attractive and decides to go the route of building something for themselves and making themselves more than just the sum of their parts, because that is temporary anyway. And it is, like I've said many times, beauty is an accident of nature. It's meaningless. In the end, we're going to look back and go like, who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
And they don't develop all these other aspects of them. It's like, oh, that was easy. You look in the mirror, you had whatever, and it's like, I'm just going to go and find a rich man to marry. But like, if you have that, and it's like, I could go this way, but I really want to develop this. I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
but I also think if you are pretty and you're not using that, you're dumb because you should be using everything that you have.
I guess. Yeah. No. But I'm not
I'm not
talking
saying
about not
to
using
rely
it in
on
the,
it,
oh, no.
not
That's what I
relying on
mean.
it, but using
Oh, yeah.
every aspect that you have in your bag.
And by the way, the ones that are, there are women that aren't that classically attractive, and yet they're so appealing because they're so smart and they use that in a way that makes you forget that they're not double D's with, perky boobs and perfect lips and perfect whatever. You're just like fascinated.
Like this. It's crazy. I'm right in front of you. You can just be like, I'm talking about you.
I know. Listen, I
don't have perky boobs anymore. I used to, and now I don't. Now they're just beautiful little pancakes, buttermilk pancakes to be exact.
What is?
My boobs.
They're not pancakes.
They're not pancakes. Okay. I have 2 more things for gossip.
Okay.
One I don't really care about, and I would like to move past it because I would like to talk about the other thing more. But Jimmy Fallon is like being canceled right now. Did you hear about this?
I know that he's created a toxic work environment.
It's giving Ellen, Ellen,
but I don't know if you've ever watched Jimmy Fallon closely. If you ever watch him at his table, first of all, there's something fucked up with his hand. He has a hand that's all messed up, or something weird that he does with a hand that's just like this the whole time. Okay. And his face, like, you know what I'm talking about, when you see behind somebody's eyes that there's this superficial person that's pretending they're like this, but inside there's like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I get that from him. I get that from him.
I will say the only positive aspect of all of this is like there have been reports and all this stuff coming out, and he immediately is like, I'm so sorry. And it's different than Ellen, who was like, waited a while, because probably
that was smart, and I thought that was smart. Yeah,
you gotta just own it and be like, I'm sorry, and I fucked up, and I'm sorry, and I promise to make it better, whatever. But I'm like, I don't want to cancel anybody anymore. I don't want to. I
just think that if you're in the public eye, you have an obligation. I really think it's an obligation to be honest about everything, like, because everybody's going to find out. Somebody called me the other day to tell me that Alexia and the podcast that they do or whatever, which I didn't even know that was still on, was talking about it, boarding school, and Marisol having gone to like some boarding school in Palm Beach. Mm-hmm. And she's like, first of all, she confused boarding school to what they call in Spanish pupilo, which mean it's like a school for wayward children. It's not boarding school. Like Marisol went to boarding school, whatever. So she was saying, yeah, my parents always threatened me with that, but I never went to whatever. And it's like, yes, you did. And there are people who went with you. No, there are people who were there with you when you, and hers wasn't in Palm Beach. It was like freaking Jacksonville or something. And it was a school for wayward girls. Her mother put her in it because she was boy crazy. And why do you lie about that? Who cares? That just makes you more, and people know. Somebody called me and said, she told me that herself about herself. And I know people. Yeah,
I don't know why people lie about that.
Why? That's so easy to verify.
But you have to also understand the Cuban culture, Miami,
it's like
whatever.
Hide. Yeah.
It is. And especially if it's negative in any way, there's no like owning of like, yeah, that's what happened to me, but look at me now and everything's fine. And it was probably for the best or whatever, or let me share my experience and how that's a bad thing. Yeah,
Cubans have this don't air dirty laundry.
Yeah. That's a different thing. I think it's just like she probably is embarrassed and doesn't want.
But don't mention it. Don't say I never went.
I think it's like it's instead of waiting for the shoe to drop, you're just dropping the shoe and being like, don't worry about it. I dropped the shoe. Let's keep moving. Keep the shoe back there. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand. I think just be honest, and I think going back to Jimmy Fallon, it's like, yeah, okay, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my behavior caused anybody to feel that it was a toxic environment.
Yeah,
that's it.
But it's just so much easier said than done. Not everybody has the ability to be vulnerable. It's scary.
That is self-confidence.
It is.
And it's a muscle. I swear to God, it's a muscle that you have to develop. It's like, yep, fucked up.
I feel like we've developed it because we do a weekly podcast where it's like, it's inevitable that eventually things are going to start coming out.
I know, you're always wrong.
About them.
You're always wrong.
Okay.
It's got to be hard for you.
It is hard for me. Okay. The most important thing I want to talk about is it is Friday, September 8th, and Olivia Rodrigo has dropped her sophomore album, Guts. And it is so very good. But more important, it's really she is supremely
talented. It's a
talented.
title song called Guts.
No, there's no song called Guts. But it's her spilling her guts, you know?
Oh.
I don't know if we talked about this at length. I know we've mentioned it.
God, I hope not.
When Sabrina Carpenter was asked to be an opener for Taylor Swift on her Eras tour, which was a really big deal. Sabrina Carpenter is the girl that Olivia Rodrigo's ex cheated on her with. And a lot of the songs on Olivia Rodrigo's first album were about Sabrina Carpenter and about this ex. So it was a very big thing. But Taylor Swift is Olivia Rodrigo's idol. A lot of the songs, there's a lot of references to her music, tonally, lyrically, everything. There's a lot of Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo because she's her idol. And on Olivia Rodrigo's first album, Taylor's people asked for writing credit on the music that Olivia wrote, which is fucked up because I don't know, everything is inspired by everything. And it was a greedy thing. Taylor Swift already has all the money in the world. She doesn't need more money. She doesn't need to be pulling money from this little girl who truly at the time was like 17.
Everything is, yeah. And
it was
Taylor is doing that.
Taylor did that. She asked for writing credit on Olivia's songs, and it became a thing where now it's not confirmed, but Olivia doesn't fuck with Taylor and vice versa, which is sad because it's me writing a song that's inspired by the Jonas Brothers, and the Jonas Brothers coming to me and being like, we're asking for writing credit. And I'm like, wait, I'm just getting started. Well, and you want my money? You want all this money now? Like, it was very bizarre.
I got to tell you, and I don't know if you've noticed this, and because maybe you, but and I don't know if this was intentional or if she's given credit, but Miley Cyrus's new song, the beginning of that song is a total ripoff of the house that
built me.
1,000%. Listen to both, and I don't know why no one's noticed this.
Wait.
Listen to it.
I never noticed that, and the house that built me is one of my favorite songs.
Listen,
I don't know if we'll be able to play the whole thing, but it's giving a little bit of it.
A lot of it.
It's so hard with me. This is why I don't understand the like lawsuits that people go through when it's like, yeah, there's a tiny bit of my song in your song. It's like, guys, music is inspired by everything.
But it's not a little piece of it. It's like, they say, I mean, it's like, I was going to start singing. I thought it was the song. Wow. And that's one of my favorite songs too. Oh, I've been a Miranda Lambert fan for years. Like when you guys hated country, I'm telling you, that's Miranda Lambert's. Yeah. Well, because somebody else got in trouble, a couple of years back for using some intro to a song that was whatever, and it became a big infringement issue.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyways, all that to say about Olivia and Taylor, there's 2 songs on this album. One is called Lacey and one is called The Grudge, and they're both about Taylor. And when I was listening to them, it got me emotional because I was like, maybe it's because I have a daughter and this girl is 19 years old. And it's so sad to hear her talk about like her worshiping her idol and then all of it kind of falling apart. It's like,
I don't understand because absolutely. Did Taylor pay Tim McGraw for that song where she mentioned him by name?
I don't know.
Let
me just read you a little bit of the lyrics for The Grudge, at least. I try to be tough. I try to be mean. But even after all of this, you're still everything to me. And I know you don't care. I guess that's fine. But I can't let it go. I've tried for so long. It takes strength to forgive, but I'm not quite sure I'm there yet. It takes strength to forgive. That's not the part that I wanted to say.
But I don't understand. Like, if I write a song inspired by I did not use your lyrics, I didn't use your notes, I didn't use your notes in the sequence that you use them. How can you ask somebody like, I don't know, that really makes me dislike Taylor.
This is a part of the song I wanted to read. Sorry, this is Lacey. Lacey, oh Lacey, it's like you're out to get me. You poison every little thing that I do. Lacey, oh Lacey, I just loathe you lately, and I despise my jealous eyes and how hard they fell for you. I despise my rotten mind and how much it still worships you. It's sad. She's little, dude. She's little, and she's
little. How old is she?
She's 19.
Oh my God, she's
19,
little.
and all this happened when she was like 17.
I wonder. It just doesn't. I don't look. I'm not a huge Taylor fan, and I don't whatever. But I'm curious if this is something that her lawyers, kind of insisted that she do or something, because it just seems so out of character.
It doesn't matter if your lawyers are insisting on it.
No, Taylor, you say no.
It's also Taylor is very much the type of person who's like, yeah, it doesn't matter what like technically I should do.
I know. I've
do the
seen
right
her
thing. And
but now is that for show?
It's horrible. And it's the fact that she asked Sabrina Carpenter to open for her that solidified her being like, I don't fuck with Olivia Rodrigo. And it's like, you actually have no right to say that. She has every right to not fuck with you. But you doing that to her, it's like, you're a god in her eyes still. And now you're doing this to double down and be like, fuck you. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me feel icky. And I was like, oh, Taylor, get a life. And then after I listened to the album like 5 times this morning, it started doing the like smart shuffle of like, you might also listen to this song. And the song Style by Taylor Swift came on. And I was like, God, this
I love
song
you
is
so much.
Good. Like, damn it. She's so good. You can't hate her because she's so talented. They both are. It's just a bummer that she did that and whatever. But
yeah, that's
anyways, you guys should listen to Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. It's very good. Right after you watch Gilmore Girls. And then let's ride at midnight to kill all the men. Okay. Let's very quickly do Bravo bullshit because we're running out of time and there's stuff to talk about. I just want to talk about New York, basically. Jenna pawning off her products as a marketing ploy.
I know.
Listen, it's brutal.
It's a lot. Brutal. I know it's a lot. I also think it's nice. She's not telling them you have to post. She's giving them bags of goodies. I'll take it.
I think when you are a housewife, she's like, Jenna's smart. She's using the platform of housewives to promote her products. But I think you're doing it in a way that's like way too obvious. Like, that's not how you do it. You don't arrive to every single event for every filming and be like, here's another thing and another thing and another thing. It's a lot.
I like Jenna and I loved her from the beginning. I'm seeing a few cracks in the surface, but that's being human, She has, despite things that have not gone well for her in her life, as far as, she wasn't born a perfect anything. I mean, she had all sorts of issues. She has skin issues. She has stuff with her teeth. She has worn without eyelashes. And when what she's created and built, I admire her for that.
Yeah. But there are cracks.
We all have cracks.
Foundation.
Yeah. And then Erin, she didn't need to spill that gossip, but again,
it's Housewives, baby.
It's Housewives.
I know. We have talked about how we both like Erin, and Gotti texted in the group chat being like, do you guys still like Erin after this episode? And the answer is yes, because without Erin, the show is what? Going to make wreaths and that's it.
I honestly understand when she said that she didn't want to go coach. I am a very practical person. I hate flying coach. I hate it. But I would not have done that because if I'm going with a group, then I go with the group.
That's the whole thing.
But she's the oldest one in the group and she says, I'm too old to fly coach. I get that. Like, you want to be comfortable. You want to be like, look, if
a girls trip is a girls trip.
But no, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it.
The fun of, I don't know, being all crammed together in the back of the plane. That's
right. But I think the fact that she wanted to tan first, I believe that.
I believe that too.
Because, the other girls are, she says, you guys are beautiful bodies. You have this, whatever. And so then if she's going to go first and she can upgrade herself to whatever. And I think that maybe she said it. She said that she had all these issues and she didn't want anybody to see her. And then she said, and this too, to make it look less about
her disorder.
I think that she did that. It just came out wrong. I'm giving her a pass.
So. Me too. And I don't think it's a big deal. And she looked great. And I think it was Sai who said, like, you came here to get a tan and now you're wearing a dress that shows the most skin. It's like, Yeah, so what?
Yes, that's
like,
why
let
she
her
did it.
live. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
exactly A plus B equals
Right,
C,
that's
bitch.
why she did it, so that she didn't have to be in a tweed suit.
Exactly. And
Right. And
honestly,
apparently the tan helps her, whatever issues she has with her skin.
and I'm going to say
Whatever.
something. Sai is not a good person at
No,
all.
no.
And like for somebody, she's a piece of shit. She is.
Mhm.
I saw like bad person energy from her this entire episode. Anytime somebody tries to like hold her accountable for something, she's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Oh yeah, I was hungry. Who cares? Whatever. It's like,
Yeah. No,
you
leaving to go to
cannot-
Nobu, all that
like,
stuff. It's
that is
just
unexcusable. I'm sorry. And it's not even that
inexcusable.
it's a big deal.
Inexcusable.
Inexcusable. What did I say? Unexcusable? Oh God. Well, whatever. Sai to me is giving bad person. And the last thing was Jenna's husband saying that he wants to go to Vietnam for 3 days because he enjoys flying so much. Jessel.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jessel's
he enjoys
husband.
being away from her and he wants to get massages with happy endings.
He is so unhappy. She's
He
so
is
unhappy.
so unhappy.
They're both so unhappy. Guys,
Yeah. It split up.
this is an SOS.
No, well, this is going to happen.
No,
that
it is.
we're going to, yeah, that they're like best friends living together.
It's not even best friends.
They're not even best friends anymore. There's a lot of resentment there.
Yeah. And like the preschool conversation that they had and like how her basis is based on like Tom Cruise kids go there. I'm like, she's so broken in the brain. She really is so broken in the brain.
Totally. Yeah.
It's very sad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I like Erin with all that situation. She just seems more together, you know?
Yeah.
I think she's okay.
I think she's okay too.
Yeah.
And then the OC Heather's HD network event, Emily getting hammered.
Yeah.
I did feel, first of all, the Heather Dubrow and Terry saying bye to their house, turning on music and dancing. I thought it was very cute.
It was cute, but it was so staged. It was so staged.
I don't know. I don't know why
She's
I have such
an
a
actress.
soft spot for Heather. I think yes, she's an actress, but there's also moments of like genuineness that I'm like, I think there's something there.
Well, I can't identify which they are.
Which she said, like, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like, if I say something positive, I'm bragging. And then if I don't say anything, I'm not sharing. I think that's a fair thing.
I don't think that's true because the way that she says things makes everybody feel small. You know?
Yeah, she doesn't
the way
have
that
great,
she says things. She needs to, eat a little bit of humble pie, Yeah.
She's out in space. She doesn't know how the other half lives. Like she's
out of touch, completely out of touch. Unaware. And she needs, yeah. I don't think she's self-aware at all. And I think self-awareness is the most important trait a human can have.
I agree.
The most important without exception.
I agree.
Yeah.
I could not agree more. Okay. And then I have nothing for Salt Lake City because I barely watched it and I really have nothing to say. I like Monica, I guess. It's the new housewife. Yeah. She's fun. Haven't watched.
Okay. Do you want to do a quiz or a thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you know how to roast a chicken? It's not a quiz. I'm just asking. Yeah. Okay. Tell me how to roast a chicken in Spanish. I am having a bad day. I need to laugh.
I know, but it's funny, I guess, when it's I can at least, if I'm searching for the words and I finally find them, but
you'll find them.
Is going to be, okay, mira. Para cocinar un pollo, necesitas poner el horno at, I don't know how to say numbers, like that high. 350.
Okay.
Was that right?
Yeah.
A 350. Lava el pollo, no con jabón, pero con agua. Y hace secarlo un poco con paper towel.
Papel toalla.
Entonces pon el sal y pepper. La sal y el pepper, un poco de oil, aceite y lo que tú quieres, ¿ok? Tú quieres garlic, quieres paprika, quieres hacer un skinny Latina marinade, lo que tú quieres poner en el pollo. Ahora pone en el pollo, ¿ok?
Ok.
Entonces, pon el pollo adentro del
Horno.
horno
Mhm.
para 30 minutos a 40.
30? A whole chicken?
Oh,
Oh,
no
I
sé,
mean,
porque cuando yo cocino pollo, yo solo hace el breast,
La pechuga.
las tetas. Oh my God, that got me.
Okay.
Y come el pollo. Is that
Okay,
right?
guys.
Don't
Don't
do that.
anybody follow her recipe because you're gonna get salmonella and die.
Can I say it
but
in English of what you would actually do? I've never roasted a
Please.
whole chicken because
Okay.
homie don't play that. Okay.
Right.
But at least when I'm doing like, I've done a confit. Yeah, you heard that right. I've done a confit. But I'll just do some chicken breasts. I put olive oil, salt, pepper, paprika. Sometimes I'll do skinny Latina marinade.
You need
when I
an
have
acid
it.
though. You can put lemon or lime juice.
Lemon or lime juice, of
or
course.
or
of
balsamic
course.
vinegar or something.
And then I put it in the oven at 3. I used to do it. I used to make basically jerky, but I've learned from that. I don't want to do that anymore. So I put it in the oven for like 30 minutes at 350 or 375.
375. Yeah.
And it's good. It's juicy.
Yeah, that's
it's
good.
yummy. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, great.
Good. I'm so happy for you. That made my day. Y
I'm so
come el
glad.
pollo.
Y come
Y
el
come el
pollo.
pollo.
Guys, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to
Watch us on YouTube and write a comment, write a review. Follow us at Mommy Issues to Pod on Instagram. Follow me at Beba_Rod at Anna Cooks QOKS. I don't know what else to Oh, I'm going to a concert tonight. I'm going to
Where you going?
Allie. I'm going to Allie and AJ.
Oh, that's right. Who are you
concert.
going with?
Cameron and Brittany.
Oh, nice. That'll be so fun.
I'm very excited. I'm really into this week has been Disney Channel Central because of the Jonas brother, the Joe Jonas situation, and now Allie and AJ. I mean, what's next?
All right. Call me later with Lola.
Okay, well,
FaceTime. Okay. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.